The simplest thing is wiser than a man. Therefore, if Jesus is the cousin to one of Judah's sons, how could Jesus be from the tribe of Judah, when in fact it's obvious he's from the tribe of Joseph? But in these times, they have Pharisees and scribes going out their way to change the story. So let's read. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him, the son of David. In other words, the Pharisees are the ones that call him Jesus Christ. He said unto them, How then doth David in spirit call him Lord? Don't forget, the Lord of Lords has a son named David. So the Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand till I make thy enemies thy footstool. If David then calls him Lord, in other words, David the son of King David calls him Lord, how is he his son? In other words, how could I, Jesus, the grandson of King David, be David himself? And no man was able to answer him a word. Therefore Jesus said to the multitude and to his disciples, The scribes and the Pharisees sits in Moses' seat. Don't forget, Moses is just another name for David. And David is the one who sits at the right hand. Therefore, Moses sits at the right hand of the Lord, while Jesus himself become a judge. So all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So let's read. Jesus is the son of Joseph, of the house of David, out of the kindred of Phares of the tribe of Judah. In other words, Jesus is the son of Joseph, and Joseph is the brother to Judah. Judah has a son called Phares, and Joseph has his son called Jesus. Therefore, Jesus is from the tribe of Joseph. If anything, he's a Josephite. And who is their father? The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great king. God is known in her palaces. In other words, God is known in Zion. Zion is her. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish it forever. The name of God is Selah, and he's from Mount Zion. So consider her palaces, that you may tell it to the generation following. For this God is our God forever and ever, and will be our guide. So let's see who God is. That's just one picture of him, and you're going to see that he was literally crowned King of Kings, King of Zion.
He became regent. He became emperor on November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering lion of the seed of Judah, power of the Trinity.
The power of the Trinity from Mount Zion, and he's the Holy One from Zion. So let's watch. What's his names? So the book of the prophet Esdras, the son of Sarias, Azarias, Helkias, Sadomias, Sadok, Akatob, Achias, Phanes, son of Helim, Amarias, Azi, Maramoth, Arma, Ozias, Borith, Abasa, Phanes, Eleazar. Also goes by the angel of the Lord, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Osias, Amos, Michias, Joel, Abdias, Jonas, Nahum, Abakuk, Sophonias, Agias, Zachary, and Malachi. Notice Zachary, and notice Azarias. Also notice Heli. So those are three of his names. So who's the son of Azariah and Zechariah? Joseph. So you see Joseph, the son of Zacharias and Azarias. In other words, Joseph is the son of God. So let's read. Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment. Remember, he's Moses. And he was made Lord. In other words, that's why Jesus said, the Lord said to my Lord, sit on thy right hand. Don't forget, it was Moses who named him Joshua. While Jesus, fulfilling the word, was made judge in Israel. In other words, his father becomes Lord, while he himself becomes a judge. And when is this supposed to happen? At the end of times. So I, Esdras, receive a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Horeb, that I shall go unto Israel. But when I came unto them, they set me at naught, and despised thy commandment, that shall come in the end of the world. So be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. In other words, it's supposed to happen at the end of times. And there you will find Jacob. So blessed is he who shall have seen you before. Elijah. In other words, Elijah is just another name for Jacob. But Judah remained a tiny people with his rulers from the house of David. So you see, Judah is from the house of David. Joseph is from the house of David. So Jesus, the son of Josedek, also known as Jehozadak, also known as Joseph, is from the house of David. Just like Judah. Judah is from the house of David. So that makes them brothers, Joseph and Judah. And they're the kids of Jacob, also known as Israel. Remember, Israel have 12 tribes. And Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary. In other words, Joseph's dad is the son. Joseph is the son of God. So Joseph is from the city of David because he was the house and the family of David. He was also the house of Heli, because Heli is just another name for David. That's just one of God's many names. So let's read. For honorable age is not which standeth in the length of time, nor that is measured by the number of years. He pleased God and was beloved of him. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of doth undermine the simple mind. He being made perfect in a short time fulfilled a long time, for his soul pleased the Lord. Therefore hasted he to take away from among the wicked. So this was he, we fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. Therefore we have erred in the way of the truth. So as you can see, Jesus was made judge, while Joseph was made Lord. Follow Jah, not man. And don't forget, kin means cousins. So a kin is a body of cousins. So if Jesus is the kin to Phares, who's from the house of David, from the tribe of Judah, how could he be his cousin? So let's see what Selah says. For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in the time when thou mayest be found, surely in the floods of great waters. They shall not come nigh unto him. So in other words, if you know Selah and you follow God, then the floods will not affect you. So follow Jah, not man. And don't forget that they try to change time by putting the future in the past. They also did this.
Ever wondered how time zones work on flat Earth? Here's how they make perfect sense on a flat Earth, and it's going to blow your mind. Time zones are something we use every single day, but have you ever stopped to think about how they actually work? The globe model claims the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, yet somehow, every time zone stays perfectly aligned. How does that even make sense when you're supposedly wobbling on a tilted ball zooming around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour? And here's another odd thing. If the sun is 93 million miles away and enormous, why do we see sunlight coming down in distinct rays, like beams from a flashlight? Shouldn't it light up everything equally? These are the kinds of questions that lead us to a different, simpler explanation.
Simplest thing is wiser than a man. Follow Jah, not man. Don't forget it, man is out here trying to change Jah.
What them say? Not no go so. Half the story's never been told.